everyone, it's Kathy, and welcome back here into my craft room and on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. I'm so glad that you joined me today because today I'm going to be making my granddaughter, who turned 8 this past Monday, a birthday card. She's having her party this weekend, and we're going to travel up and celebrate with her. So I always try to make her somewhat an over-the-top birthday card. So I did kind of pull out all the guns for this one. But I do have a simpler version, or I won't say simpler, but this was the one that kind of inspired me. Now, this is the mechanisms for a twist and pop card. It's basically two pieces, your card base, and then this cute little mechanism that goes in and allows your card to do the twist and pop. We're going to lay this to the side, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you make the card. So this is one that I made, and when you open it, you have this beautiful twist and pop mechanism that pops out with all of your pretties on it, your sentiments or what have you. Then you have the area down here that you can put another piece on if you like. But it's just a really beautiful card that I think everybody is amazed by because you don't expect to have that little pop up in it. So that's what we're going to work on today. So let's move that one out of our way. The first thing we need to do is decide what color we want. Now, Autumn loves pinks and purples. This is the new in color called Petunia Pop. This is pretty in pink, and I brought out the bubble bath to show you the difference in the shades of pink. So this has more of a mauvey, purplish kind of hue, or maybe fuchsia. This is a definite pretty pink. And then we have this pastel bubble bath. All of them are pretty. I think I want to go with these two, and I'll show you why. I need some designer series paper, and this is a brand new pack of designer series paper. This isn't available yet, and neither are the Pretty in Pink or the Petunia Pop. These are our new in colors, and they premiere in our new catalog. Let me show you our new catalog. I can only show you the front of it. There's been a lot of controversy over the new catalog because a lot of us, including myself, has not been happy with the layout. But it is a learning curve. So once this catalog goes live, I'm going to come on with a video and I'm going to thumb through the catalog and I'm going to kind of show you where you have to go now to find certain things. And hopefully that will make it a lot easier for you. We'll get to that come May 1st or 2nd. I think the catalog will go live on May 1st, I believe. I'll have to double check that. But in the new catalog, there is this Unbound Beauty designer series paper, and it has all the in colors. There is that Summer Splash. I believe it's Summer Splash. Is it Summer Splash? Yes. And also we have the Petunia Pop. There's the Peach Pie. Just some beautiful colors. The Shy Shamrock is another beautiful color that's in this paper. Look at that Petunia Pop. So pretty. Just a gorgeous, it's a lot of the peach pie in this one. And we're really seeing peach pie there. It is just stunning, stunning paper. And I wanted to use a piece of it on her card since I'm using the Petunia Pop. So let's see. And that's so beautiful. And the piece that I'm using is the other side of that, which is this piece right here. And I just thought that would go so well. It brings in a little bit of that summer splash. We may even bring some of that in too. Haven't decided yet. The first thing I want to do is go ahead and cut my card base. And for this card, you need to cut your paper on your 8.5-inch side at 4 1/4. So we're doing a top fold card rather than a side fold. So here is my paper trimmer. I lined it up at 4 1/4, and we are going to slice that in half. So this gives us our card base. So I'm going to lay this over to the side because we need to make our mechanism. Now our mechanism needs to be, I'm looking at I'll have this on our PDF tutorial so you can see all of the dimensions and everything. This piece needs to be 10 inches. So let's open up our arm and we're going to line this up to 10. And all we're doing is cutting off 1 inch off of this end. But we also have to cut it this way. And we're going to cut it down to 3 3/4. And those are our scraps. Now I'm going to do all of my scoring on my scoring tool. And the reason I like to do that is I think I get better scores, and we also have to do some crisscrossing. So because of all of that, I'm gonna use this for my scoring. So the first thing I want to do is put my cardstock in. This is the 11 by 4 1/4 inch piece, and we're going to score this at 5 1/2. Just right in the middle at 5 1/2. I'm going to turn it over and fold it. I'm going to get my bone folder, and I'm going to crease this. Just like that. There is our first piece of that card. Now we need to score this down the middle at 1 7/8. So 1 7/8 is almost to the 2. The 1 dot before the 2 is 1 7/8. So score that in half. Then we're going to turn it and we're going to score at 5. So 5 inches right across the middle, just like that. Now we need to measure 1 7 inches. Let's do it like this. 1 and that's 5. So that would be 1 and 7/8. And I'm going to check that with my ruler just to make sure, because I am counting backwards. So 1 and that would be at 3 1/8. Make a tick mark. Just a tiny little, see what I did there? Just a tiny little tick mark. Then I'm going to do the same thing going in the other direction. And we're going to do this one at 1. So it's going to be at 6 7/8. Then we're going to turn it over and we're going to do the same thing again. But this time we can pretty much just line it up like this and know that it's 3 1/8 and 6 7/8. Now all we're going to do is we're going to connect these lines from here to here. And what I'm going to do that is I'm going to line up in the center line. See, I've got it marked. I'm going to line up my mark here and here, and I'm going to crisscross them just like that. Then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to line it up into that groove right there. Make sure this one's in the groove right here, and we're going to crisscross these. And see what that gives you. Now all of our scoring is done. So let's go ahead and get this out of our way. And let's fold all of our score lines. And I'm going to not only score them, I'm going to burnish them as I go. And you want to fold them in both directions because you really want to break down the fibers in this paper so that this mechanism will move in the direction that you want it to. So I'm going in both directions. and giving it a good crease. And then I'm going to go in this direction. I'm going to fold that back in this direction. And that one doesn't want to go, but we're going to make it. Train your paper. Like that. And now we should have these where this will come together like we need it to. Let's just make sure everything is well creased. And then we're going to push in on these and push that down like that. So if you put your fingers in through the groove like this and push, you should come together and have something that looks like this. Now, if it's not quite even here on the bottom, push it up and then score it down. Give it a good workout. This will be your mechanism, so you want to make sure that this piece is nice and creased. Turn it over, do the other side, and there is your mechanism, just like that. Now, I have seen some people take their scissors and just snip across there to take a little bit of the bulk out. I haven't done that, but you know what? I say let's try it. Let's try and see it just snipping off that tiny little bit. We'll get a little bit of that bulk out, and that's going to be covered, so no one's going to see that hole. And the hole is also going to help you in your lining. And it's going to give you a flat area to glue into here. Now we're going to need some designer series paper, so I'm going to go and cut that, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I've got a lot of my pieces cut. I actually forgot this piece here that is 3.5 by 10, and we need to do some scoring on that. This is what our pop-ups are going to live on inside of our card. So like I said, all of the instructions, the cutting, the scoring, everything will be on my blog in the PDF tutorial. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to our card. There's our card base. For the inside, I cut 2 pieces of the designer series paper. These are cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to glue those in like this. And you could use whatever paper you like. You could use designer series paper. You could stamp a design and use a colored cardstock or white cardstock, whatever you like. But then this is going to go in, after we get everything glued in, this is going to go in right here, and it's going to glue to the top and the bottom. Then for my front, I have a piece of the Summer Splash. This piece is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 5/8, and that's going to give us that tiny little border around the edges. And this is 3 3/4 by 5, and that's going to go on right like that. And then I got some pieces here. This is the Summer Splash. I went ahead and cut. These are all 3, let's say 3 1/2 by 2 7/8. And then what I did is I'm going to round the corners on all 5 of these. This one's going to be for the front, something like that. And I used my stylish, my Nested Essential dies. Let me pull those out. These ones here, and I used that largest rectangle rounded corner one, and I cut 5 pieces. And I used the Fluffiest Friends stamp set, and that's in our online exclusive, and it is current. And I stamped the kitty cat and some of the flowers on the first one. I used another stamp set called beautiful balloons, and I used Let's Get Our Celebration On, and I stamped it over top of my kitty, and I colored these using alcohol blends. Then I made 4 of these to go inside, and I did one that says, I think it's time for a celebration, with that cute little hamster. I did one that said, Yay You, and I put an 8 on it because Autumn's turned 8. I got the little beaver, and he's saying happy birthday. And then I got the 2 little bluebirds with some butterflies. It's your special day. Those are going to go inside on our panels that looks like this. So we're going to have a little bit of a celebration going on inside this card. But the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and decorate well, I'll tell you what, let's wait on the, no, I do want to do the front first. I'm going to do the front first. So what I want to do is go ahead and adhere this piece to the front of the Summer Splash. So I'm going to use just some liquid glue. There we go. Right. So I'm going to pull this one over and I'm going to set this down. I want to make sure I'm getting my equal borders all the way around, like that. Then we're going to take this piece and go ahead and put glue around the edge. And we're going to put this right on the front. Give that a good press. Now I'm ready to pop this up on some dimensionals. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals. My backers off. And then I want to set this down right in the middle. Like that. And then we're going to pop this up. I don't know. I think I'm going to glue that straight down. But I want to go up this way a little bit because I want it to say, let's get our celebration on. And then I want to do a happy birthday banner down here. So we'll wait on this. Let's just wait on that. Let's go ahead and put our inside pieces in. And that's going to be these 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. So again, some liquid glue. Oops. And these are 4 by 5 1/4. And then this one. Isn't that pretty? All right, so now we're ready to put our mechanism in. Now, when you put this in, you want to make sure that you're not going over that score line. You want this to be able to open and shut freely, whereas if it was up there, you'll feel the resistance. So bring it down just to that score line, line it up so it's in the middle, just like that. Get it nice and centered. And look at your designer series paper and make sure that you're getting it, nice and centered. Once I get it there, I'm going to hold it just like that. And I'm going to put glue all over this little triangle right here at the top. And then fold the top over on it. And I'm just going to hold that for just a minute. Like that. Then we're going to turn it over. And you're going to see we have that same piece back here. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put glue all over this triangle. And give it a press. Just close that card up and press it. Now I'm going to sit this over to the side and put something heavy on it. So I've got some ink pads over here. I'll just sit those on it. And we are going to bring up our scoreboard so we can go ahead and score this piece. And this is such an easy piece to score because we are going to do simple scores at 2.5, 5, 7.5. And that's going to give us equal 2.5-inch pieces. Now, when you fold it, you want that middle one to come up and these pieces to fold to you. So when you finish creasing everything, let's move this, because we're going to get our bone folder and give some creases to this. You want to make sure everything is creased really well. And then this piece will fit into our card like this. So let's go ahead and bring our card back over. And see what I mean about this is going to cover everything. Before we put this in though, because it's much easier, before you put glue this on, and see it's going to fit right in with that little bit of a border around it. And that is going to close and fold down together once we get it. So let's lay this over here and bring out our pieces. So let's decide how we want to put these on. I think I want this one here, this one here. Let's do 8 here. Maybe I want to do this one here. Yeah, I think I want it like that. So then all we have to do is glue these directly down. But now for these, we're going to put him there, these here, and just like this. Okay. So we're just going to glue these straight down. I think it's still going to be absolutely beautiful. And if you're making this for your grandchild, they're going to love it because Grammy made it, or Gammy made it. Autumn calls me Gammy, so that is, and now her brothers, even though they're teenagers, they've started calling me Gammy. I love it. Oh, I didn't want to be Granny. I didn't really want to be Graham, so I really embraced the Gammy. There we go. That's so pretty. Look how gorgeous that is. And the last one, or I should say the first one, just like that. And now to put this down, you need to remember that your glue let me look at this one again. It goes on the bottom and the top, the bottom left and the top right. So just in here is where I need glue. And I want to make sure I got that little bit of a border. So I'm going to do that one first. And I want to make sure that I've got my nice little border just like that. And I'm going to give that a good press. And now this one is going to come over to this side, and we're going to put glue just right here. So just like that. And when you put that down, you want to make sure you're making sure that your border is nice and even, just like that, top and bottom, and then give that a press. Now, the first time that you fold this shut, it's going to be a little resistance, but just push it down, and the more that you open it and close it, the easier it will get. So you want to do it a few times just to kind of train everything to fall into place. So now the next thing that I want to do is grab a banner. Maybe I'll do the nested essentials. Let's see if that will fit. Right there, and a happy birthday would be so cute. Let's see what we can find. So let's lay that over there and let's cut a piece that will accommodate this die. So we need about that much. So I'm going to slide this in. To about there. Then I'm going to put this on here like so. And we're going to run that through our die cut machine. I also want to get a piece of white. And we're going to run this one through. Do I want to stamp first? I think I do. And I want a pretty happy birthday. So let me see. Oh, I love this one. This is very best occasion. I love that happy birthday. Let's see if we can make that one work. I love this one, sending you smiles for every moment of your happy day. So I am going to put this stamp block, and we will pick that up. And I want to do it in black. And then we're going to lay this over. And tape it down so that it doesn't move. And let's cover up our ink. Bring up our die machine. And we are ready to crank both of these through. I'm going to put one here and one here, and I think we can get both of these at the same time, just like this. There's that one, and then this one. Look how pretty this is going to be on here. And we can pop that up too. Let's bring our card back over. And this is where I wanted this to live, is right down here. And this right up here. Let's go ahead and glue these down. So I'm going to put some glue all over the back of this. And bring it right about there. Give it a press. And I do think I want to do dimensionals on this. So I'm going to put 1, 2, and 3. So pretty. Then we're going to put glue on the back. And then our happy birthday banner right here. Like that. And then here, I'm going to stamp this, but I'm going to stamp it directly on the paper. And that's going to be our greeting. I am going to go in with the VersaFine because I'm stamping over top of pattern paper and I want something that's nice and dark. And this is definitely a dark pigment ink. This is not a Stampin' Up! Product, as a disclaimer. If you are interested in a pigment ink, I do have a link for this over on my Craft Room Favorites at my Amazon store. So I'm going to put that right there so I can sign under. It is so pretty. So pretty. Now we need a little bit of bling. So let's see what bling we can find. What about ribbon? Ribbon. I have Summer Splash, but I also have. Hey everyone, I am so sorry. I had a phone call come in and I took it. And when I did, I thought I had started back recording, but I hadn't. What I did was I used the 2024 through 2026 in color resin dots, and I used the ones in the Petunia Pop. I put 2 small ones right here and 2 large ones there. and I used the petunia pop ribbon, tied a bow, and put it in between the banner and the little decoration. That was all I did. So the card is finished. I'm hoping that Autumn is going to love it. I will let you know. I had so much fun making this. And like I said, you can make this in a child's version or an adult version. Both are equally beautiful. It just depends on what you're looking for. I hope that you would like to make one of these. If you do, let me see pictures of it. Post it over on our Facebook group and let me know if this was a favorite card design for you. I'll have all the instructions up on my blog on the PDF tutorial, so be sure to go and check that out. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. Until we craft again, bye bye.